The human body. Your body is an incredible machine that is responsible for all of your memories, travels, and home. Without it, you are just a blob of junk. The next time someone asks you if you know how to do a tongue roll or turn your eyelids inside out, why not tease them and say you'll show them later? What is your body doing right now? Eating? Watching this video? And breathing. Congratulations! You just made it through another day. You're doing all of these things by yourself. And you don't need to stop to recharge or refuel at any point. Here is the list of amazing facts about your body that you probably never knew. Number 1. Human bones are constantly regenerating. Your skeleton is made up of more than 200 bones, and these bones are constantly regenerating. They create new bone tissue every day and, on average, the ones you have now will have completely regenerated in 10 years' time. As we age, the density in our bones starts to break down. This is due to a decrease in the production of osteoblasts. As a result, we are more susceptible to fractures and breaks. This typically happens around age 30 because of the natural breakdown of these cells. Number 2. You shrink by about 1% over the course of the day. This is because our muscles and other tissues are getting compressed by gravity. If you're a 6-foot person, you'll be 5'11" at night. The amount of time it takes for us to shrink can vary depending on how much we move around throughout the day and the weight of our clothes. Actually, astronauts have been found to be taller after returning from space. This affects their spines, which are freed from the forces of gravity felt on Earth. Now that they're back, the pull of gravity will gradually make them shrink over time again. Number 3. Children grow more in summer than they do in the winter. Kids produce more growth hormones at night and need to sleep longer. So, get kids enough sleep and make sure it's regular. They need to sleep longer than adults, and they produce more growth hormones at night. What this means is that children need more sleep than adults do. Sleep deprivation can have long-term consequences for kids' health, such as decreased brain development and increased risk of obesity. It's important to maintain a regular sleep schedule, even on weekends and holidays. Number 4. Infants are born without knees. It's pretty obvious that our ability to function as humans is partly dependent on a set of kneecaps. Yet, until we're old enough to walk, babies are born without them. Apart from a gradual phase of ossification, cartilage changes in the body between the ages of 2 to 6 years. However, this stage doesn't fully end until a bit later. Number 5. Your bone is extraordinarily strong. Compared to steel, bone is enormously strong. 1 cubic inch of bone can bear up to 19,000 pounds of weight. Bones support our body weight while also reducing the effect on any area that is hit by a force or impact. They give shape to our bodies and protect delicate organs. They are likely the hardest part of anyone's anatomy, but are necessary to perform the job they do. The femur, the largest, strongest, and longest of the 2 bones in the thigh, connects to the hip socket. It can support 30 times more weight than an average human. This is why it's such a crucial bone and gives us a lot of mobility, which enables us to walk upright. Number 6. Your feet contain 1/4 of the bones in your body. A bone is a rigid structure that connects to other bones, forming the skeletal system. The skeletal system provides support for the body, helps with movement, and protects important organs like the heart and lungs. There are 206 bones in your body, and these bones can be divided into 2 groups, long bones or short bones. Long bones are found in the arms and legs, while short bones are found in the hands and feet. Number 7. The smallest bone in your body is in your ear. The stirrup bone, or stapes, is the smallest bone in the human body. The stapes are found in the middle ear and connect directly to the oval window within the cochlea. The major function of this bone is to transmit sound waves from the outside world into fluid waves that vibrate against hair cells in the cochlea. Did you know most people cannot hear without a stapes? In some cases, the bone tissue around the stapes may grow in excessive ways that can affect hearing. Your hearing might not be perfect if your bones aren't making enough noise for you to be able to hear well. If you can't hear properly, sounds can't travel from your middle ear to your inner ear, which makes it hard for you to listen in on conversations and so on. Number 8. As you get older, you will gradually lose some of your bones. The human skeleton is a complex and intricate structure. It provides the framework for our bodies and protects vital organs. The skeleton also helps to regulate blood pressure, maintain balance, and produce red blood cells. Over time, as you age, your bones will lose mass and density. This is because bone tissue is living tissue that continuously breaks down and rebuilds itself in a process called remodeling. As you get older, your body creates new bone more slowly than it breaks down old bone. Number 9. Your fingers contain no muscles. There are no muscles in your fingers or thumbs. The muscles that allow them to move are located closer to the palm and on your arm, and they're connected to the fingers by tendons. Most of the muscles that control your hand originate at either the elbow or lower arm before being transferred to the hand and wrist. Some muscles in your hands and wrists position and steady your wrist, while others allow you to grip things easily. Fine motor functions such as pinching, picking up papers, or using clippers are a little more difficult to do without fully moving your hand. In fact, it's your wrists and hands that do most of the work. This is because our fingers are more limited in their range of motion than other parts of our bodies. Number 10. Half of your hand strength is provided by your pinky. The pinky finger is often left out of joint, not because it's the smallest, but because it's the weakest. Yet this small finger provides half of your hand strength and is used for small movements like wriggling into tight places. You sometimes forget about your little finger and how it can be useful. For example, when you're eating or writing, your pinky helps hold small objects while you use the other fingers to grip them. Imagine someone losing their dominant hand's index finger. Life would be so much more difficult. Give thanks to your little finger or pinky for being there for you. Number 11. Your tongue sits on 3 pairs of muscles. These are the intrinsic muscles, the extrinsic muscles, and the paired extrinsic muscles. The intrinsic muscles are found in the tongue's middle layer. The extrinsic muscles lie on top of the tongue. The paired extrinsic muscles lie at the sides of the tongue. Number 12. Your bum is the largest muscle of your body. The gluteus maximus is an important muscle that takes care of many different functions. It is the largest muscle in the human body and has a lot of responsibility. This muscle is responsible for keeping posture erect, maintaining balance, and climbing stairs. The gluteus maximus helps to generate a large amount of force, which is essential in most sports and often seen in other primates. The use of the muscles being developed is owing to our improved posture and a change in the pelvis that now functions as a hip extensor for maintaining this improved posture. Number 13. You are hairy as chimpanzees. You may not think you are, and compared with chimpanzees, you tend to be less hairy. But in fact, you have about 5 million hairs on your body. You share the same number as chimpanzees and other primates. We share a lot of hair with our closest genetic relatives. As it turns out, we have the same number of hairs as chimps, even if the hair is finer and more difficult to see. This means that humans are actually just as hairy as chimpanzees. Number 14. Your hair can taste. While you may find the idea of tasting hair hard to believe, there is truth to it. Human hair can taste because of cells that line the follicle on the inside of the hair. When you eat foods like garlic or onion, these cells are touched and they release oils that seep into your hair, which then lend a taste to your locks. Number 15. Your hair knows whether you are a night owl or early bird. We often think we're getting a good night's sleep, but the next morning our hair knows otherwise. For this study, researchers from the University of New South Wales and Australian National University have analysed the sleep schedules and morning behaviour of 126 men and women aged 18 to 72 years. The study shows that the timing of sleep and waking can be related to personality traits such as neuroticism and conscientiousness. We all know there are a lot of people who consider themselves to be either morning people or night owls. But one common sign of being a morning person is how they look in the morning. If someone's hair is frazzled and they've got dark rings under their eyes when they wake up, then they are more likely to be an early bird. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Make sure to subscribe to our channel for more videos like this one.